By the end of this video, you're gonna know the 5 cities where you can buy properties for $75,000 or less. Because home prices are simply just crazy right now. So I wanna actually show you places where you can find rental properties for affordable prices. By the way, I guarantee you're gonna think I'm crazy for the last city that I mentioned. Also, make sure you stay to the end. I'm gonna talk about specific things that you need to look for and find out before you decide to invest anywhere. But first, I need you to hit that subscribe button. If you want to get better at real estate investing, you have to follow this channel. Also, go to the description. I have a bunch of free resources that will help you get started investing in real estate. So the first city is Louisville, Kentucky, the home of Muhammad Ali. Shout out to Muhammad Ali, definitely the greatest.
I found 28 properties in Louisville that were $75,000 or less.
I even found a property that was as low as 20,000, and as you can imagine, they probably should just bulldoze that property. So this property is on sale for 75,000. Let's check it out. So the front looks solid. The interior looks fairly updated. Looks like it's a new stove. All right. Got the bathroom. That looks pretty solid. The shower, tub as well. Not too bad. So the listing for this property mentioned that there is a Section 8 tenant in the property, but it doesn't list how much the property is currently being rented for. Based on similar properties in this area that are for rent, you could probably get between $900 to $1,000 per month for this property. This next city is one that I have heard absolutely no one talk about investing in. The next city is Little Rock, Arkansas. So I found 36 properties in Little Rock for $75,000 or less. This property is on sale for $70,000. Let's take a look. All right, fairly large front yard space, and okay, it's obviously occupied by someone, but the house looks like it's in decent condition. Probably will make some updates. Got the bedrooms, bathroom, got a deck in the back, quite a large yard as well. All right, not too bad. So based on the description of this listing, this is also a tenant occupied property. I'm curious to know what this property is rented for as well. Based on similar properties that are for rent in this area, you could probably get between $850 to $950 per month in rent. The next 2 cities are in Alabama. And like I said, at the end, I'm gonna share some things that you have to look for before you decide to invest anywhere. So make sure you stay till the end. The next city is Birmingham, Alabama. I found 106 properties in Birmingham for $75,000 or less. This property is on sale for $75,000. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. This is horrible. Oh man. Wow. So the carpet looks absolutely disgusting. It looks like they haven't changed the carpet in 30 years. My goodness. Kitchen is a mess. Kitchen just needs to be completely gutted. It looks like these walls have been here since the 80s. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're gonna have to put so much work into this property. The bathroom looks terrible. The only thing that looks decent is this backyard, but this house is in shambles. So if we look at the price history, this property was purchased about a year ago for $53,000, and now it's listed for $22,000 more, and it doesn't look like they've done anything to the property. It still looks terrible. I'm really not sure what's going on in this real estate market for them to think that they can ask for $22,000 more. In fact, they should just cut the price in half. Let me know if I'm missing something, because this doesn't make any sense to me. Let me know in the comments if I'm tripping, if I'm looking at this incorrectly, and if this price is justified. Anyway, based on similar properties for rent in this area, you probably could get $1,000 to about $1,200 per month for rent for this property, or maybe somewhere in the middle. This next city is one that has been completely ignored as it relates to real estate investing. The next city is Montgomery, Alabama. I found 75 properties in Montgomery that were $75,000 or less. So this property is on sale for $75,000. Let's check it out. That is quite the red on the front of the house, but the exterior looks fine. Very, very large backyard. Wow. All right, let's go inside. See the bedroom. Looks like it's in solid shape. It looks clean. Bathroom, another bedroom. Not sure why there's a random picture of the floor. More rooms, washer, dryer, stove. Kitchen looks solid. This house looks pretty good to me. Living room area. All right. Interior looks pretty good. Based on similar properties that are for rent in the area, you could probably get $900 to $1,000 or so for rent for this particular property. This next city is one that I guarantee you didn't expect, and you might actually think I'm crazy for even mentioning this city. The next city is Huntington, West Virginia. I found 58 properties in Huntington that were $75,000 or less. All right, this property is on sale for $70,000. Let's check it out. All right, the exterior, got a fenced area. Looks like it might be a corner lot. All right, let's check out inside. All right, it's like a little sitting area, kitchen, bedroom, Bathroom, not the best pictures, to be honest. It's like a random assortment of pictures, but decent. 2 bed, 1 bath, 840 square feet. So it is a fairly small house. So there was only one other property for rent in this particular zip code, and it was a 2 bed, 1 bath, almost the exact same square footage, and it was going for $1,200 a month. So I have to assume you could at least get that or maybe a little bit less. All right, so let's talk about what exactly you should be looking for as you're figuring out where you want to invest. So the first thing is, are there new businesses coming to the city? What is driving the economy? Are companies moving their headquarters there? If companies are moving their headquarters there, that means that they're bringing workers. What do those workers need? They need somewhere to live. So these are trends that you want to look for. And it's as simple as setting up a Google search for that kind of news in that particular area. You can get it straight to your inbox. You can even get it to a specific folder. And every day when those alerts come through, you can check out and stay on top of what's happening in the city that you're interested in, wherever that may be. Are there new real estate developments taking place? In some of my previous videos, as I'm talking about cities, I'm talking about the real estate developments that are taking place. I'm talking about the new things that are coming to the city. A city wouldn't build new buildings if they didn't think people were going to live there, if they didn't think there was a demand for this kind of stuff. You got to think about it. Cities don't plan for the next day. They plan 5, 10, 20, 30 years in advance. Think about where you live. Think about where you're from, where your family's from. Everywhere is being gentrified. A lot of these cities are being gentrified. A lot of our communities are being gentrified, but it wasn't because they thought of these plans last year. This stuff is decades in the making. And so I want to encourage you to get ahead of it and figure out what is happening, what's coming down the pipeline. And this will really help you out a lot as an investor, and it'll help you make sure that you are choosing the right areas to invest in. Are they investing in the downtown? Any city that's investing in the downtown, they are going to publicize it as much as possible. And it does not take a lot of effort to figure out if the downtown is being revitalized. Many cities, their downtowns are empty. Their downtowns for many decades were not being invested in, and they're just now coming around. So always try to figure out, what is the plan for downtown? What's going on downtown? And if you find out that they're investing in downtown, you could even start looking for real estate opportunities near downtown. One of my properties is near the downtown, and a bunch of money has been put into the downtown so it can be better for the people who live there. So it's something that you want to make sure you know about. Are there different amenities being added or improved in the city for the residents to enjoy? Are they renovating some of the parks? Are they adding bike paths where you can take those long bike rides? Those are some of the things that tell you where a city is going. If you look at New York City, for example, I grew up in New York City. I grew up in Brooklyn. There was a time when there weren't all these bike lanes that made it impossible to drive. But these are plans these people had for decades. To us, it seemed like it happened overnight. But like I said before, these things don't just happen in 2 days. They're planned decades in advance. One tip that I haven't really heard people online talk about is the importance of city council meetings. So wherever you want to invest at, whether it's local or whether it's out of state, look at the city council meetings. A lot of times you can find the replays online. You can find the minutes and just do quick Control F, do a quick search for developments, for real estate, for infrastructure, investment. Search for those kind of words, or you can read the whole transcript or watch it and see what they're talking about. They always bring proposals and different things of that nature. Like the city's business is being discussed at these meetings, and it's for the public, right? And like I said, many times you can just find these replays, especially in the last couple of years. That's a way to get the inside scoop on things that won't necessarily be in the news all the time. And you might be able to learn about them before they get to the news. And if you think I'm joking, check out one of your local city council meetings and you'll see exactly what they talk about. They talk about what's coming up. The main point I want to make is that you want to invest in the path of growth, right? There's so many cities across the country, but it's important for you to invest in a city that's investing in itself. Invest in a city that's heading in the right direction. You have so many tools at your disposal to let you know this, and it's very, very important. You don't want to invest in a declining city. You don't want to invest in a city that had one employer leave and nobody has a job anymore, right? That's what you want to avoid. The next thing I recommend is connecting with investors in that market, whether it's local, whether it's out of state. If it's local, you can start going to meetups. You can find plenty on Eventbrite or the Meetup app or something like that. Real estate investor meetups in your local area if you know you want to invest locally. If you want to invest somewhere else, you don't even have to leave your couch to connect with investors in that particular area. Look for a Facebook group. If you want to invest in Chicago, If you want to invest in Columbus, Ohio, if you want to invest in New Orleans or Atlanta, look for the Facebook groups in that area. Start building those relationships. Look at what people are talking about. Ask people about certain neighborhoods. Like locals will be able to give you that insight on the blocks, give you that insight on the neighborhoods. That's what I've done. I have a network out there who can tell me where to invest, where not to invest, or drive by an area for me that I'm considering. What's going on in this area, right? I can do my own research, but you want to make sure you have boots on the ground. You want to make sure that you know people who can guide you in that area and give you their input. Something else you want to do is look at the crime statistics in the area you're investing in. Let's get one thing straight. There's crime everywhere. There's no city that has zero crime. But as an investor, it's on you to understand the types of crimes that are happening. Is it petty crimes in the area you're looking into? Are there more serious crimes? It's all up to you to decide what you want to look for and what you are comfortable with. And again, that local knowledge, talking to locals, they'll be able to tell you the hot spots that you may want to stay away from, where your tenants may not be comfortable living. With that being said, I don't want you to think about where you invest like where you would live. It is honestly irrelevant if you would be willing to live where you might end up investing. The only thing that matters is if somebody else is willing to live there. And I can guarantee you there are plenty of places where you can invest, where you might be interested in investing, where you wouldn't personally want to live, some of you in your local area, but where you can get a great return, get great tenants who will take care of the property, and people who are used to living wherever that is that you might not be comfortable with. That's just real, right? So I want you to be encouraged. I know things are expensive right now. I know budgets are tight, but don't forget about your goal to become a real estate investor. I make these videos to help you think outside of the box, help you consider places maybe you didn't look at before, but help you mainly to know that there's more than these expensive coastal markets that we're all used to. There are plenty of places with great opportunities where you don't have to break your back to buy a property, where you don't have to save $400,000 on a down payment to buy a property. Think outside the box. You may want to consider investing out of state, depending on where you live and how expensive it might be. It's something to think about. And there are plenty of cities where that can be possible for you. It's just a matter of creating a plan, sticking to it, building your team, and then you sit back and let the cash flow come in. Now that you know cities where you can buy properties for $75,000 or less, I want you to know how much home you can afford based on your salary. Check out this video right here.